Hey guys, Harry here. We're back again with another Bricklaying vlog. This is part 2 of topping my own wall off. This is just resuming from last video with the footage of me just finishing off this little pillar rack, squaring it up to the same height as the other existing wall, and then I had to take it about 4 courts higher than that to the contrasting brick. So you know, there's plenty of meat. There were plenty of meat on this day. You'll be seeing in this video a bit of running in, quite a bit of running in, me just running in about 14, 15 course of brick in a minute or so. It'll take about 5 minutes to see me running in, and yeah, I'd like to, before I start the video, I'd like to thank everyone on the channel for helping me reach 1,000 subs, all the support I've received, everyone who leaves nice comments, you know who you are. I normally always respond to, the nice comments and any of the more weirder ones, or that take more answering. I'll either answer them in a video or I'll give them a heart. So I've shown I've read them. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. It's been a journey. It took a lot of work. I'm on my 110th video, I think, or more than that probably now. It took, say every video took me 3 hours worth of work to make. That's at least, 300-400 hours I've spent on the YouTube channel. And it's a fair amount of time to spend in your spare time along with working. So it's, especially if your job as well, it's a lot of effort. So really appreciate the support and that everyone's enjoying the content. I had a couple of comments mentioning they don't like the headcam stuff, and the only reason at the moment I'm using it is just because it's easier. Well, I'm trying to teach my new hobby/apprentice how to go on. I've been teaching him some trowel, getting him on trowel today. He's been doing pointing some tiles, because this footage is about 2 days old, so still using about 2-day-old footage here. So and on these little scaffolds, and a lot of the work I'm doing at the moment is just finishing off stuff, especially with the bad weather as well. I don't want to be wasting time setting my camera up and stuff, so it's just easier to clip it to my helmet, record for an hour and a half or so, and then edit it down later. So I've got about 2 hours of footage, and it's really easy for me to do these videos like this. As soon as I get on a bit more in some more open spaces, like some more garages or even some plots where there's a little bit of room to record, I'll start putting the GoPro or the action cam on some, on one of my tables and start recording. I've got some plans of changing the style of the videos a bit more, having a bit of headcam, bit of third person, seeing how I'm laying. So it's I'm gonna mix it up. It's gonna be headcam forever. It's just at the moment it's really easy, and at the moment, like, some of this work, it's not the best earners. It's a bit hard to make your wage on these on topping walls off and stuff like that, and doing little bits and finishing, like this garage you can see in the background I built. I've got to finish that off in a day or so. So I'll have to really bang the profiles on and start lashing them in. So I'll probably not have a lot of time to set a camera up, so that'll probably be also headcam. So yeah, I'll be just and to be fair, I like to watch how someone lays in the first person. It's you get an insight on how to lay the brick a little bit better. That's one of my reasons I'm doing it, is because I did a lot of just setting my phone up and doing it in third person recording, and I find I get more insight of watching videos like this, and you can see how I lay the brick more, first person, how I go about it, because everyone does it a little bit differently. I think I'm above average when it comes speed wise, and I think I'm probably pretty much semi-efficient, if not pretty efficient, when it comes to building stuff. So this is how I like to build it. There's guys that'll say it's rough, there's guys that'll not agree with how I do it, but it's just the way it is, and I think it tails itself well to vlogs, because it's very personal. It's very personal to me, laying these bricks on headcam. It's very, shows the way I do it. That's what sort of vlogs are about. They're basically day in the life, personal experiences every day. So really you know, that's my reason behind it. So today's topic, I don't really have one. I'm just going to talk a little bit more about, you know, I'll do a little update on my back. Back's got about 50% better. I was in agony last night, and then I woke up this morning for work, and, you know, I got up, you know, hobbled out to the car, got my tools in, and by the time 9 o'clock struck at work, I felt pretty normal again. You know, I can still feel my back, still got to go steady, but I'm getting back to like 50% of what I was, and then I probably presume by Monday it'll fix itself, just because of youth. You know, I'm 26, stuff tends to heal really quick when you're young, and, you know, I'm eating plenty of food, recovering pretty well, getting plenty of sleep, so, you know, there's no issues there really. I feel like it's just a bit of a trapped nerve, and then, you know, it's getting better. It's getting better all the time. So thanks for anyone leaving comments. I saw a couple of comments asking, so I thought I'd address that in this video. And when it comes to videos, you know, I've been trying to get one every 2 days out. So on the YouTube channel, it should say like a day later. So it's normally on that second day, I'll probably upload one. So it's technically 2 days, but by YouTube's like sort of video log history, it's sort of a day between each video. So hopefully that's consistent enough for you guys. You know, I try and pride myself on the channel of making consistent content, since, you know, there isn't really that flow of content really on sites and when it comes to bricklaying. Not that it's dead popular, not that it's that popular as it is, but, you know, I'm trying to bring my own little angle, you know, try to provide the volume of content people want to watch, and, you know, it's a little bit different. You know, I'm probably one of the only one-on-ones on YouTube when it comes to doing site work, so it gives a little bit of a unique perspective, since I think like one-on-one's a gang that it's not as common as it used to be, but back a few years ago when the climate was a little bit different when it comes to bricklaying and the prices, one-on-one was probably one of the most common gang sizes, because you just couldn't get make your money on big gangs. You know, back when the prices took a slump, everyone had to just sort of go out on their own, and, you know, a lot of guys turned to private work, a lot of guys just went on their own and did one-on-one stuff, and some guys even work solo, because, you know, it is easier to make your money probably solo than it is even one-on-one, depending on what work you're doing. So I really can't thank Jamie enough, my labourer, for, you know, sort of sticking at it so far. I'd have been really screwed with the back issue. You know, if he'd have jacked it in after a couple of days, and I'd have to find someone else, it'd have been another week or two until we got someone else started, because with UTR numbers and fucking public liability insurance, it's a massive obstacle trying to get people on board. So, you know, fucking he's doing well. Does neater pointing than me, to be honest. That's probably one of my downfalls. I point up pretty neat, but I have a tendency to cut corners, as any bricklayer does, and I could always, you know, spend a little bit more time pointing. But I found now that I'm doing a little bit more pointing now. Obviously, that Jamie's still learning. I'm making, you know, I'm cutting corners sometimes. I can be a little bit rough sometimes, and especially if like the mortar's inconsistent, or it's too dry, or the bricks are too dry. I find the brickwork just doesn't come out as nice. So I'll be really looking forward to this weather turning back to being a bit cooler. We've been having some cool mornings, but there's still, the end of the day, still 20 plus degrees, still hot in my house. You know, the heating still hasn't, you know, it hasn't been on in months and months now, and it's still unbearable without a fan on. So I'm really looking forward to some cooler weather. I'm a bit annoyed about these rainy showers, you know, raining us off, because like we got rained off at like 1:30. So we come back off a snap at about 12. We only got an hour and a half in a lane, and that was it. Boom, laned off again. So that cut about 3 hours out of our day today. So I found regularly we're getting rained off with some like crazy fucking showers. So hopefully, you know, hopefully they'll become less frequent in the coming months, and it gets a bit cooler, because I just get so much more done on the cool days. Like I think on this day that you're seeing me now, it was quite cool on this day, and we got like 550 bricks down on this fucking awkward little scaffold, nose bleeding, freehanding, all that shit. And then on the Tuesday, when it was warm again, it was fucking hot, we got about probably like 450. So we averaged like, you know, 500 a day on as average. And that's, you know, that's enough for me at the moment. At the moment, I'm back in lay 500 bricks. You know, I'm onto a winner. Normally, if we're on, you know, something that isn't fucking awkward like this, I probably do about 650 normally with Jamie at the moment. With me having to just show him shit and stuff, normally around the 650 range. But that'll only improve as he gets pointing up. When I'll get him, to be quite honest, he's took to pointing really well. So when I next get on this garage or on some straights, I just set him pointing, to be honest, because I don't even mind if he loads up the mortarboard stands, like the mortarboards. You know, he can start pointing for a good, you know, like 15, 20, 25 minutes. And another thing as well that's annoying me about the heat, if you guys are feeling this, you can't fucking put too much gobbo out. You know, I'm working off 1 and 2 boards at the moment. The whole time, you know, Jamie's been working with me, it's been fucking loading up 2 boards, like 2 boards max, because gobbo is just going off so quick. If you get on 3 boards, it just goes so solid, and then you got to keep wetting them up, getting buckets of water. You know, it's just a nightmare. And I don't like fucking water splashing everywhere. It's just a ball ache to do. And the thing is as well, it's all right wetting your boards up, but then you've got to like stop, wet your boards up, then mix your gobbo again, and you're just wasting time. So I just like a couple of boards, pile them high, and that's it. So that's one thing that I'll really look forward to, when like the boards are a bit wetter and the weather's a bit wetter and the gobbo will just last a bit longer. I can just load up 5-6 boards, we'll just brim them with mortar, then you can get online and have a go, you know what I mean, just get laying. I'll get pointing up while I'm laying away or something like that. You know, whatever we're going to get in practicing, it's just going to be easier when we can just get the boards filled, you know. It's so much more, you get so much more done that way. And I find as well, with having to point every 3 or 4 course now, it's getting to a point where, you know, I spend most of my time pointing instead of laying, it feels like. Even though I'm getting the volume in, I just feel like it's a bit more of a struggle in this hot weather at the moment. So yeah, I'll definitely benefit from some cooler climate coming up. And just, you know, the type of bricks as well. That garage is ready in a couple of days, so I'll be probably dropping on that fresh garage on the perforated bricks I keep banging on about, because I'm just ready for a bit of a change of scenery when it comes to Red Road. I'd just rather see a different site for a little while, you know. But it's what it is. It's what it is at the moment. We've got this to finish. Got about another day on this. Probably not a day, not a full day. Probably an early finish. Maybe a 1-2 o'clocker. It might be a full day, to be quite honest. There's probably a full day there, wage-wise. Yeah, pretty much there is a full day there wage-wise if I really think about it. Then we might even get some time to load up that garage. It'd be ideal if we could just get that loaded before I went, and then on the Friday I'll just bank profiles on. I'll get the early bank profiles on, go on scaffold, and I'll just cane that. There's about 600 bricks in it. I'll just cane that in on a Friday. With profiles, fucking no sweat. Square box garage. Probably just get Jamie pointing, really. Just get him pointing on the inside. Since he can do it, you know, he's a little bit slower at the moment, but he's still quick. He's still as quick as the old man was. So there's no issues there at all, and he makes a good job of it as well. So that's all I'm bothered about. Speed comes in time. It takes years to develop speed, but if your quality's there from the get-go, you know, you've always got it. So yeah. Today's topic, I'm going to try to think of a bit of an off-topic, you know, something non-bricklaying related, if I can think about it, but non-work specific what I'm doing in this video. Let's have a think about it. Let's have a think, you know, I'm doing it on the fly, as I always do. I'm going to talk about today a little bit about, you know, when to basically, how much should you do in a day? How much work should you try and achieve in a day? Should you know, this is one thing that a lot of guys, I think they get a little bit mixed up from day to day. They don't know sort of how much they should be doing. You know, how much should you aim for? Should you try and aim for the same amount of bricks to lay each day, or use the same amount of mortar, or how should you gauge things? Like, personally, I go by mortar tubs. I normally fill a good 2 tubs in a day. Depending on what work I'm on, I'll fill that tub, you know, shallower or brim it. But I aim for using 2 tubs in a day. And if I use them 2 tubs earlier than expected, I'll probably go home. And then sometimes, even if I've left a little bit, or I've had to, you know, chuck some in the skip, you know, if I'm on that 2 tub range, I know I'm sort of, I've done enough work. And even if the day's gone a bit crap, or, you know, if I've struggled, I can still gauge it by that. I don't have to count the bricks. I can just go, right, well, I might have laid less bricks than yesterday, but we've sort of used a similar amount of gobbo, and we've tried to attempt to lay the same amount of bricks. That's a good enough effort for me. You know, you're not going to perform the same each day. This is like a massive reason I do work one-on-one, is because you can moderate it. You can have your good days and your bad days. Like, there'll be days where I'll tell Jamie to get off at 4:45, and I'll work all 5, smash some extra work in, and then the following day, when I know we might lose a bit of time, I'll smash some work in the morning, and, you know, I'll be like, right, it's give rain, let's get off. You know, I've covered some of my wages for the next day, and then I'm like, right, I've still not had a bad day really. You know, even if for instance, you know, I can only pay labour half a day if we've worked, you know, till like 12 o'clock and got rained off. I might be still in front from the previous day myself. So, you know, obviously I've had to put the overtime in to achieve it, but it's one of them things. You just have that flexibility. When you're basically paying a labour on a day work rate, and then yourself, obviously you're just earning what you earn. So has its benefits to getting enough done in a day, and you can basically get to the point where you can do any type of work and not worry about trying to earn money on it. You know, you don't have to worry that you're not going to earn money. You're just going to earn varying levels of it, and you're not going to stress that you're not having a good week every week. You know, there's my last 2 weeks, I've worked 2 days 1 week, and then this week I've worked 2.5 days so far, really. It's a bit more than half a day, but like sort of 2.5 days if you want to be blunt. So if we get a day and a half, I've only done 4 days there. So if you average it out, I've probably only done 6 days in the last 2 weeks. And, you know, if you add that up to like a full week last week where I did a bit of extra overtime on a couple of other days, you know, worked a little bit later, that's like I've done like 2 weeks in one last week 2 weeks ago to what I've done in this last 2 weeks. So you can see, you know, I won't be having really good weeks. I've not had a good week for the last 2 weeks, but you ain't going to stress about that. You just got to realise you got to take it day by day. I like to count up every day what we do. I like to gauge every day what I'm doing, so I don't sort of get to the end of the week and say, oh, I've not earned as much as last week. I'll look and say, right, I've been doing the same amount of work each day, but I've only had opportunity of 3 days this week. That's the reason why I've earned. A lot of gangs and a lot of bricklayers have the impression is if you've got what you've got at the end of the week, it's not about the end of the week, it's about what you've done on the days you've worked. And this is a way you can really keep track of, you know, whether, you know, the work's good or the prices are right, or the type of work's the right price, or, you know, you can tell if the work's worth doing if you keep a daily track of what you're doing and what you're earning. That's the biggest thing I think that people underestimate even if you're working on like a day work rate. You can sort of you're gauging basically how tired you feel if you're just working on day work, but when it comes to price, you're gauging on each day how much, you know, how tired you are to how much you've earned and whether it's worth doing every day. And that's what is the biggest thing. Obviously this type of work I'm finishing, I've earned all my money on the days doing the bottom of this wall. You know, topping it off is a little bit of it's just sort of simulated day work really. Even though I'm booking everything on a price, I'm earning basically what I'd earn on a day work day. To be quite honest, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's still a really, in my eyes, day work rate is still a really good wage. I don't care what anyone on YouTube says. You know, it's especially when it comes to this time of year where I saw a comment about, you know, guys saying they earn £500-600 a day or whatever, £400-500 a day, but they don't tell you about all the days they've lost. Exactly. That's why it is easier to compartmentalise it in what you earn in a day instead of what you earn in a week, because that will drastically change, you know, come the time of year. So if you're wanting to try better yourself, try to earn that little bit of extra money every day. Try keep track of your days. Try to improve day to day instead of week to week. Don't worry about your weekly wages. Just worry about your daily wages that you're laying every day if you're on price. And then when it comes to like 6, 8, 10, 12, 24 months down the line, you can look back and say, right, what am I doing averagely more in a day now than I was a year ago? And you can say, right, I'm laying 25 quid, 35 quid more gear than I was a year ago. So that means I can get my money in 3 days, or whatever I want to earn in 3 days, and then I ain't gonna sweat if we're gonna lose time with rain or frost or whatever. And I think that's a really good way to approach it if you're ever in two minds of if your gang's working efficiently. Also I want to touch on when it comes to working efficiently, having a new labourer. It's one of the things. Like at the moment, I'm working pretty efficiently with Jamie because I'm dead organised, not because he knows how to do everything super quick. He's not super fast at the moment, but he's easily fast enough. And it's one of them things where as time goes on, you'll just, with a new audio or a new bricklayer you're working with, you'll get more and more in sync to where you're working more and more efficiently every day and getting more and more done. And if that doesn't start happening in the first few months, that person isn't suited to working for you, or that person isn't suited to work with, and you've definitely not got to expect perfect synergy overnight. It just won't happen a lot of the time. At the moment, I'm probably earning pretty much maybe the same on that I was working with the old man. Maybe a little bit less on some days, just because of the drops and stuff and the weather. At the moment we've had a pretty bad string of weather, whereas I don't think we've had this much. I don't think I've lost this much time in the last 6 months that I've lost in the last month. So it can all have I've just a lot to do with what drops you're on as well. Like some work you can do in the rain if you're on like block work and stuff, thermal lights. But when it comes to like topping walls off, any bits of rain, I just go home. There's no point fighting it. So it can just be luck as well. It can just be luck of the draw, what sort of work you're doing on what sort of days, and what part of the country you're in on what days. That has a massive effect. So sometimes you can just be down on luck. If you're on a job and you seem to just not be earning money 1 month, it can be just luck. You could just be getting the wrong drops on the wrong days, the raining on the wrong times. Getting ill at the wrong days. Like I got ill last week for 2 days, and me and the missus, and everyone else worked, and that was just a little bad luck that I got ill on those days, and then we followed up with some bad weather. So sometimes it's nothing to do with the job, it's just sometimes just to do with life. That's how things work. So that's the video today. That's the video. That's my topics, talking about how much should you do in a day, how much should you produce, the productivity. I just call it productivity in a day, daily productivity. That's going to be the video title. So I'm going to get some music for the rest of these few clips. You'll see me running in for the next 10 minutes or so. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, join the After 8 army, and get on it. So thanks so much for the support, hitting over 1,000 subs. You couldn't have done it without everyone leaving the great comments that they do, and I appreciate everyone who does leave nice comments, because manners cost nothing and kindness costs nothing, and walking through life with a positive mindset to encourage others, it just does a hell of a lot of good in the world. So alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a good week at work. Get some bricks in, get your money in while you can before these fucking rainstorms come and wash us out again. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in a couple of days with another one.
I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt a glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. It felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder, 'cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body and hovered above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder, 'cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend. Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back on. Girl, I miss you. Can't get back on. Girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, and I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, how'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon, how'd I end up alone? I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you're Hollywood perfect. Perfect.